The Brown family is falling apart on Sister Wives. Since Christine Brown announced her divorce from her husband Cody last month, it's been very clear that the new season of Sister Wives was going to be the craziest season yet. And after just the first 2 episodes, you guys, the drama is at an all-time high. If you can't tell, I am super excited, so I don't want to waste any time. Let's jump right on into this video. And also, guys, on top of the craziness surrounding the new season of Sister Wives, I personally, as a Celeb Talk, I have an exclusive update about Cody Brown and his family that is going to shock you guys. So make sure to stick around to the end of this video to find out the insane update that you will never believe about Cody Brown. But guys, in the first episode of Sister Wives, Cody fought with his wives on literally every single topic. We've already known the whole pandemic stuff has completely ripped the Brown family apart. It's been super difficult for the family because Cody believes that each of the families should be quarantined separately due to their differences in opinion about social distancing. Mary and Robin both go to extreme lengths to avoid seeing people or even leaving their houses, but Christine and Janelle have totally opposite opinions. And later on in the episode, a crazy lie was revealed about Christine and Janelle that literally no one saw coming. Now, although COVID has caused a huge strain on the family, it's not the entire reason why Christine decided to leave the family and Cody, and that's becoming clearer and clearer as the episodes come out. I mean, honestly, you guys, Christine's main issue with Cody is that she wants to move back to Utah. That's really it. And Christine's main reason for wanting to make the move is because all of her adult children have moved back to Utah. And since the Brown family moved to Flagstaff, polygamy was decriminalized in their home state of Utah. And because that was the original reason that they left their home state, Christine believed that this meant that they could all leave Flagstaff and move back to Utah. However, sadly for Christine, it turned out that that was, not going to be the case. In fact, in the first episode of the season, Cody revealed that he actually did want to move back to Utah. He admitted that he had always dreamt of retiring in St. George, Utah. However, he quickly changed his tune after speaking to all of his wives. When Cody and the 4 wives got together at Coyote Pass, the land that they own and plan to develop into multiple homes in Flagstaff, Cody completely changed his tune. And although Cody was originally very much in favor of the move, after seeing the reactions that his other wives had to the idea, he said that he didn't have any interest in moving. And then after Christine was extremely emotional about how Cody kind of changed his tune and tone and whatnot, Cody decided to meet with all of the wives individually. And Janelle told Cody that she had no interest in moving back to Utah. She loved Flagstaff and was excited to get settled there with a garden on Coyote Pass and all the sunshine and rainbows, happy kind of stuff. And she said that she had grown up in an environment similar to Flagstaff and it felt like home to her. And at one point, Janelle even told Cody that if he decided to move home to Utah, she would stay in Flagstaff without the rest of the family. And Robin kind of had similar reasoning. She said because, she's moved her kids around so much the last few years, she did not want to uproot them and make them move again. And lastly, Mary told Cody that she had no intentions of ever moving back to Utah because she no longer felt welcome there, which is especially shocking because she actually has more ties than anyone because she owns her B&B in St. George, which is kind of hilarious because that is where Cody said he wants to retire at. So after all of the whole entire family besides Christine decided that they wanted to just stay in Flagstaff, they ended up meeting at the property and talking about how they're going to parcel off all the land. And then during that meeting, Cody decided that he wanted a parcel of land for himself to build a man cave on. Oh, typical Cody. And he told the family that it would be a meeting place for gatherings with the entire family, but the wives were not thrilled with the idea. And tensions rose until Cody began fighting with all of the wives, and it got so bad that Cody even whistled at all of the wives at one point, and they were very, very, very upset with him. And over the course of the episode, Cody made it clear that he feels like he's lost control of the family and that he's just being dragged along with whatever that the wives want to do. And in the next episode, we got to see a little sneak peek that it became even more obvious that, Cody and the rest of the family are going to keep on fighting over all these pandemic kind of restrictions. It looks like all of the teenage Brown children are upset that they're being forced to quarantine away from the rest of their family, and it's causing a ton of tension with their dad. And it got to a point where Janelle even asked one of her sons to quarantine in a separate apartment attached to her house so that Cody would be comfortable coming over to her house. And this really upset all of her kids, but the reason why wasn't revealed until later on in the episode. The most shocking moment of the episode came up until the end when Janelle revealed that she and Christine had secretly gotten their kids together at Christine's house. And when a producer asked if she meant that they had gotten together but had social distance, Janelle revealed that they had not. She told the producer that they had spent time together inside and that they had kept it a secret from Cody. She said that she had made it the decision between Christine and Cody, and ultimately she had picked Christine over Cody. As for the rest of the episode, the family decided to have a bonfire on Cody Pass in a way that was socially distanced. It was one of the most lighthearted moments for the Sister Wives family that fans have witnessed in years, with all the kids happy to be reunited for the first time in almost half a year. But still, not really shockingly, tensions did rose between Cody and his teenage children when they asked why they couldn't quarantine as one family and started to discuss how they were going to handle the holiday season. As Cody made s'mores for the entire family, Robin chased around her two youngest children who are worried about, she's worried about them, getting COVID. And it was clear that Robin was upset with the setup and that Cody wasn't helping with the kids like he said that he would. And Mary, on the other hand, you guys, was thrilled with Cody, who was finally showing her a little bit of attention for the first time in quite some time. She defended her choice to stay with him earlier in the episode when she noted that she was thrilled that he told her that he wanted to come over and talk to her because it wasn't something that happened, very often, if ever. And she said that God told her that this marriage is where she needs to be. And she was even happier when during the bonfire, Cody made her a s'more. She was so excited by the rare bit of attention from her husband, even though she noted that he had only made her a s'more because Robin had suggested it. Oh my God. And guys, before we sign off for the day, like I said at the beginning of this video, I do have an exclusive Sister Wives Cody Brown update, kind of spoiler kind of thing that's unbelievable that one of my great, amazing, loyal subscribers shared with me. So without further ado, here it is. One of my amazing followers, Jan Schul, told me that she was at one of the world's biggest shows for hunting type stuff that if I use the word, I'll probably get in trouble by Facebook and YouTube and whatnot. So let's just say for hunting material kind of equipment, if you know what I'm talking about. I think we all do. And it was in Tulsa, Oklahoma when she saw everyone's favorite polygamous husband, but you won't believe why he was there. Cody was there at this thing working as a salesman for these hunting kind of parts. She said that she heard his voice and that it was absolutely him. She also said that he was giving a sales pitch to every single person who walked by him, but that none of the men recognized him. The development is crazy for a few reasons. First of all, we all know Cody has not had a real job since Sister Wives started. Before the show, he was a salesman struggling to make ends meet for multiple families, but when the show started, he left his sales career behind. He's making so much money. It may also mean that he's working to make up for the income that he lost when Christine left him. I have no idea, but she definitely did greatly contribute to the family's finances over the years, and her leaving may have actually caused a financial strain on the family. But the thing I kind of think it is probably most likely, you guys, is that TLC, they may have finally just canceled the show. Now would be the time when they'd be filming for the next season, the season that we're watching, after the one we're watching now. They'd be filming for that right now. And so if Cody is really going to be working at this kind of expo, equipment kind of thing and whatnot, and as a salesman, there's a very good chance, nothing against sales people, but if you look at the salary he would make from being on Sister Wives versus being the salary, working as a salesman, the salesman would be much, 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 much lower versus than him working on Sister Wives. So it's like the guy wouldn't just say, okay, well, I'm gonna make more money as a salesman. There's no way. So more than likely, what is probably going on is TLC and Sister Wives, the pressure coming, everyone just said, listen, the show, it's been on for a million years, it's not doing very well, and this is going to be the last season. Now, I could be wrong. It kind of sounds odd because this has been like one of the most exciting seasons so far because we know Christine leaves, and there's a very good chance that Mary actually leaves too, but we do know for a fact Christine leaves. We now have hot, really juicy, good drama, and it's like now they're going to end the season, so maybe he's kind of just working as like a side job, but I just think if you look at the income, kind of the scale of this whole thing, it's like he's gonna make a substantial amount more money from just doing on Sister Wives, so why would he be a salesman too? It doesn't really make much sense to me. Maybe there's more going on with Cody and everything else, but it just, to me, guys, like, it doesn't really seem to make any sense why he would be working at a sales job while filming for Sister Wives. Seems kind of crazy, but I could be wrong. Well, all right, guys, Sister Wives and the family, it's not looking good for them, and the family is seriously falling apart. Well, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Please do me a huge favor, hit that like, follow, share, subscribe button, and y'all better stay tuned for many more videos.